This is going to be a follow-up video to the one I did previously showing you how to constrain the 2D sketch for the V-Pulley model. Now, this is the exact sketch that you saw me constrain in the previous video, but now my computer had a chance to rest and cool down, and we're ready to continue with this revolution. So I've just opened it up from saving, and I'm going to hit the revolve tool, and it's going to revolve. This is how it should behave when you go to revolve it, and you should just be able to click OK. And here it is. Now, the next thing we're going to work on is modeling the keyway. There's a 1/4 by 1/8 keyway going through the hole, or the bore I should say. So we're going to create a 2D sketch on the hub, zoom in on it, and use a rectangle sketch and draw a rectangle sketch like this. Then we're going to begin to constrain this. So we're going to run a dimension. We're going from the origin to the top side, and we're dimensioning or constraining this to be 1/8. And then we're doing the same on the other side. So that's going to give us a 1/4 inch from here to here. And then it's going to be 1/8 from the quadrant of the bore to this vertical line on the key. So to do that, we're going to select this line, we're going to select the origin, and we're going to do another formula. So we need to look at how this is dimensioned. It's running from the origin in the center of the bore to the end of the keyway. So in a bracket, we're going to put 1.127 divided by 2, because that is the whole diameter of from here to here is the entire diameter of the bore. We're only dimensioning from half, so we're dividing the whole thing by 2, and we're ending the bracket, and then we're going to add the keyway width, which is going to be 1/8, and hit check mark. All right, so now that's taken care of. The next thing we can do is create a circle. We can offset it a bit. I'm going to do this differently just so I can show you some more versatility in this software with constraining. I'm not going to run a dimension to this circle, but I am going to make it concentric, meaning I'm going to make its origin share the same origin as the bore, hole, and the wheel. So I'm going to go to constrain, and I'm going to select concentric, and I'm going to select this circle and the edge of the bore. Whoops, let's undo that. Take 2. Concentric, pick this hole and that one. Okay, yes, it worked. We're also going to make it equal to 1.127. So what we can do is select equal, pick this circle and pick the bore again, and it's going to constrain it. So it becomes purple, and I don't have to run a dimension to it. So what do I have left to do? I need to trim away what I don't need. So I'm going to go to trim and modify. I'm going to trim away this part, so pretty much nearly the entire circle. All that's left is from here to here, where the keyway is, and I'm also going to trim here and here. And there's our sketch fully constrained for our keyway. Now this green line that's left over, you don't need to worry about that. I would just leave that alone. Deleting it would most likely take away a constraint. So when we extrude the keyway, it doesn't matter to leave that line there. It's not going to come with us into the extrusion. So at this point, we'll hit Finish Sketch. Let's go into an ISO view, and we'll go Extrude, select the profile, and what we can do is we can hit Cut. and say all and hit OK, and we've got it. The next thing we have to look at is the fillets. It says that there are rounds and fillets 1/8 radius. So the fillets are going to be wherever there's a cast surface. So perhaps we'll leave that out for now. I think it'd be more clear if I leave that to the end. So I'm going to change my order of doing things. This is going to be the first model that we're going to show an actual material stock finish, right? We talked about this being a cast part, so we're actually going to show that texture similar to what you see on your iPad screen. So we're going to go to generic at the top, and we're going to select iron cast. And this is going to change that surface finish for us. Now, the next thing we need to do is actually select machine surface finishes. So remember, the V pulley grooves are machine surface finish, so is the keyway, and so is the bored hole. So what we can do, let's just orbit this a bit. We'll look at it from this point of view. We're going to hold Control down and select. As long as we're holding Control, we can select multiple surfaces. So that is the V groove. I'm gonna like let go of it and then zoom into the bore hole. Right click, left click, OK. Hold Control down. Select the bore. And then let go of Control. Hit free orbit. Move it up. Zoom in, right click, left click, OK, hold Control down, select the other side of the key. So everything that's machined, I've selected. Now we're going to go back up to material. We're going to go up to iron gray, where it says iron gray, and we're going to find a machine surface finish from this list. We're going to try machined 2. Okay, that looks good. You see the difference here, right, in texture. Now, depending on your video card, it may appear nicer than what mine looks like, or it may appear similar, but it doesn't really matter. Now we're going to be able to do the fillets, and we're going to have a better understanding of why we're selecting certain edges to put fillets on. So, like I said, everywhere that's a cast surface would have a fillet, because nothing is cast perfectly like these perfect edges you see here. So we're going to go to fillet feature. It's already set to 1/8. 0.125 is 1/8. If that's what you divide into a calculator, 1 divided by 8, that's what you're going to get. So let's begin. So this will be filleted wherever a cast surface meets a cast surface. And so all that. Now we're going to orbit this to the other side. Right click, left click, OK. So that's going to be here, 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 and here, and then we're going to hit OK. And those are our fillets. Now, in case you're wondering, why did we not place a fillet here and here? Because this cast surface meets a machine surface finish. So in other words, there was no fillet here to begin with, because this was completely filled in with iron, and then the person in the machine shop went on the lathe, carved the V groove out, and basically there was no fillet ever there in the first place, right? So they plunged in with a cutting tool and removed all of this stock on the lathe, right? But wherever it's filleted and curved, that is there because that's from the casting process. So again, we don't put a fillet here where this hub face meets the bore, because we're basically drilling into this thing and then boring it out smooth and adding a keyway. So I hope that explanation makes sense. Some students have trouble understanding that. Most don't. So I think you should kind of get the swing of what we're doing here. But that completes that model fully. So that's what I want you to do with this today. And if you're having any difficulty, please don't hesitate to get my attention, and I will be glad to give you a hand. Take care for now, and have a great day.